If you're not being intentional about it, it's almost guaranteed that you'll have money leaving your accounts each and every month without purpose in your overarching financial plan. We call those inefficient dollars. In this video, I'll share with you the 3 most common places that our clients are underutilizing the money they make and how you can better reallocate those inefficient dollars to get out of debt way faster. Coming up. Welcome back. My name is Steven Spicer, and it's my goal to help you invest smarter and build a stable lifetime income. Now, when it comes to people trying to achieve their most important financial goals, debt is a financial roadblock for most. In working with clients over the years, I've found several incredibly simple changes that many people should make that can have a significant impact on how quickly they accomplish their goals by first eliminating their destructive debts. The first is for those of you who are contributing more than your employer match to your 401k. To be clear, in most circumstances, I believe you should take full advantage of your employer's match. Often it's either 50% or 100% match of your contribution. It's hard to argue with that kind of return on day one of any investment, even if it isn't the most convenient vehicle. In the near future, we'll do a deep dive on 401ks and how you should or should not, depending on your goals and holistic financial situation, prioritize your contributions to those. But here's a quick example of what I'm talking about. We had a lady that we were working with who was contributing to her 401k routinely. She was great. She wanted to retire early, and she knew that it would mean saving more than her match. Over her already sizable employer match, she was putting in an extra $400 with each paycheck. That worked out to be roughly $800 a month above the match going into her 401k. We had just finished reviewing her debts. She had $50,000 of credit card debt across 5 different cards. Her interest rates were all hovering around 22%. By paying off these debts with that extra $800 a month, she would be guaranteeing herself a 22% interest savings. Regardless of how good or bad you think your 401k may be, if I told you that you could guarantee a 22% return somewhere else, I hope you'd jump at that possibility. So we compared the debt Snowball and Avalanche timelines to see what made the most sense for her. And in this case, additionally, we were able to take advantage of other accounts that she had that could be leveraged to put her in an even better position, even further ahead. But the point is, just by reallocating that $800 each month, money that she was already used to living without, she is on track to get out from under all her consumer debt, including her boat, her car, and 5 cards in less than 3 years. And after that, if she chooses, she could pay off her entire mortgage as well in another 5.5 years to be completely debt-free. All of this, and she didn't have to change her current cash flow, her lifestyle at all. Before this realization, she was depressed, kind of felt like she was spiraling. She wasn't sure she'd ever be able to get out. Now, she's thrilled at the prospect of not having any debt in a few short years and has a much clearer, stress-free path to her long-term financial goals. You should always compare those additional 401k contributions to all other alternatives. How will the various combinations of your options impact your financial picture, your options, your goals, and so on? The second area, which so many people could improve, is with their discretionary income. Are you familiar with Parkinson's law? It's the adage that the work required to complete a task will take as much time as the time allotted to complete it. One of the young guys at our firm is obsessed with this concept. He always insists I give him short deadlines for completing projects. He knows that he'll put off most tasks until the very last minute when he knows he couldn't wait any longer and still complete the work on time. To my relief, the work always gets done, but rarely with a lot of time to spare. Anyway, Parkinson's law is merely an observation of human nature. It can apply to more than just our time and project management. It's on full display with our spending habits as well. If you give yourself all of your budget to spend on your bills and lifestyle, then odds are you're gonna end up spending right about at that amount. The people who find it easiest to save are those who intentionally set aside a portion of their income each month. It's the idea of paying yourself first, a concept that is well illustrated in George S. Clason's classic, The Richest Man in Babylon. As soon as you get a paycheck, you immediately put a portion of it into your savings, using what's left to pay the bills and fund your lifestyle. You see, Parkinson's law works both ways. Most people who get a raise and don't have any plans about where to invest that extra money each month just end up spending it. Within a few months even, their lifestyles end up costing that much more, all because of Parkinson's law. Others will pay themselves first, forcing themselves to save a little bit more than what feels comfortable. And when disciplined, because of Parkinson's law, their lifestyle expenses will end up going down to match their checking account each month. This is the reason that having a budget can really help. It can give you a clear picture of what you actually need each month. At the very least, I'm an advocate of knowing where your money is going each month. If you're not willing to make yourself aware of that, well, it's going to be pretty hard to make improvements. Sadly, most people are not willing to perform that self-assessment. And I'll be honest, before I did for the first time, I was scared of what I might find, how much I was actually wasting each month without even really thinking about it. Look back over the last 3 months. Where exactly do you spend money? Share your findings with your spouse or loved ones. Are you okay with where it's all going? See where there's waste. See what you could easily save just by being intentional about it. And, well, save that next month, or slightly less than that. But still, just by being this aware, you'll be better off than if you didn't. Start your month that way right after you get paid. You already know you could live off of that smaller amount based on the last 3 months. Whether it's 10% or 30% or $10, assign a set amount each month towards savings and investments, or just straight debt elimination. No matter where you are right now or where you plan to be in the future, you'll find a way to spend your money if you do not give it a purpose. And finally, the last error I see people making is overpaying on several debts at once. Roughly 80% of Americans carry debt. Though some are leveraging debt to build wealth, most are actively pursuing a way to get out of it, or at least have that desire. For a large percentage of the people that I've worked with, this attempt looks more or less like adding extra money above the minimum payment to some of their debts on a regular basis, particularly the debts they cringe at having. It's surprising to me how few people are doing this with a methodical approach. Most seem to feel that as long as they're doing something, they'll make progress and be all right. A lot of people don't really know if what they're doing is the best. Now, if you're watching this video, I assume you're probably above average. You may already have a methodical approach to your debt reduction, but even at that, you may not be doing what is most effective for your financial picture as a whole. If you're looking to get out of debt more effectively, I'd recommend you assess all the debts on which you're currently paying more than the minimum. A lot of people will round up that $63 minimum payment on their credit card to $70 or $100 each month, and may also put an extra $225 a month on their car payment and maybe another $500 a month on their mortgage. We worked with a doctor once who was throwing money in every direction. In fact, he had an extra $4,000 every month being spread across his 8 different debts with no plan. Sure, it may make you feel good to know that all of your debt is decreasing with your efforts of eliminating them all. However, this is not effective. For some of you, this may feel like the basics, but just because it's basic doesn't mean that you're actively doing the right thing. Many people know what to do, yet still fail to implement. As far as how quickly you get out of debt and save on interest, focusing your extra cash flow and paying off your highest interest rate debt will always get you out of debt the fastest. And once you have that debt paid off, use that freed up cash flow from the minimum payment that you were paying and are thus already used to paying, and add it to your cash flow focused on eliminating that next highest interest rate debt. This is called the debt avalanche method. The debt snowball method, a very similar approach, tends to be a little more popular, primarily because of Dave Ramsey. This method plays more on human psychology and is the exact same as the debt avalanche method, but instead, you prioritize your debts based on the lowest balance first. This helps you create early wins, which can give you a higher chance of continuing to follow through. Mathematically, the avalanche will win, but psychologically, the snowball may be the best for you. So what about you? What are you doing to pay off your debt quicker? Help out the Spicer Capital community by sharing in the comments below. And if you gained any value from this and appreciate the time that we took to put this resource together for you, I hope you'll hit that like button on the way down there. Definitely don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I really do Appreciate you all and look forward to helping however I can. I wish you all the best. Take care.